It has been a long time since Dana and I have casted, but here we are with Week 10 STD versus TTM. Our draft is in progress. Apparently. That's what
Yep.
I've been
Some
told.
things to notice for this matchup is that TTM has a sub in Mercenary Wolf instead of, well, actually they have the Archlector, so I guess Bobby's Solf is not available. So they're actually taking away Echo to start. Oh no. We're just first picking Master Yi. But then STD also has a sub that they have to work with through playoffs, where they have Y heals, right, instead of their support, which is one of the buffers that I never remember which one is which.
Yeah, Stuff Buffer is their support. Um, so I think that will be Y Heals. I don't know if they're trading positions around at all. I know Trevor said none of them on the team play support except for Stuff Buffer. So
A little rough to do that swap then, no matter what happens.
with the Vi pickup, I almost wonder that's if Winnie the She's going to be actually playing Master Yi jungle and Vi is for maybe like Y heals and then maybe my Bacchus or is going support. I don't know.
That seems very, very far fetched. I do think that, I mean, I don't know what the role distribution is entirely throughout their team, but, you know, a little bit of anything goes does happen in the bot lane. So you could definitely just put a mage bot as the support, and no one would ever find anything wrong with that.
Yeah, unfortunately. So drafts so far, the three jungle bands plus the Echo takeaway for TTM, and then the double jungler follow up for STD. Um, then Leona Caitlyn in the bot lane for TTM. Probably. Caitlyn could be a flex pick top.
Yep.
Um, the Timo band away, which has upset Will in the all chat. Trevor
Okay.
says it had to be done. Um, just to
Hmm.
confirm, Nanya has played one game of Timo in Earth and went 14-9-9, so I definitely think it was worth the ban.
Oh. I mean, Earth Teemo shrooms are just something.
I mean, I think Cade actually has been playing Timo a lot, uh, generally, in ranked and such. But it looks like Cade's really been playing a lot more support lately. So who knows what's going on? This is week 10 out of group. There is one game remaining that has playoff uh, meaning, and it's not this one. It is TTM against against IIG next week. So both teams might play just a little bit.
A little fast, a little loose.
Yeah, it's a good word.
It's 2 words.
True.
We're seeing a Blitzcrank support, which is kind of interesting because Lucian and Enchanters are so hot right now.
Yeah. In our experience, Impex and I, Lucian's definitely felt a lot better with the enchanters than he has with any other support. But I mean, that lane is still a pretty strong lane. If you do get hooked, you will still probably die. So Kinnan being picked up That is also a mid lane or top lane pick. I think this Echo is for Mercenary Wolf.
I would agree. I really hope that STD don't monotype themselves here. So I'm hoping to see, some sort of magic damage mid laner, but probably mid laner. Could be by mid, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, all right, there are a lot of junglers in this presence in this game. It might be Lilia top. Or it's more like Lilia could also go top, so
um, I'm gonna guess that it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. they're silly over there on Team STD. Um,
the Yone is kind of exciting. I mean, I think TTM is a really good damage comp.
yeah.
Um, so that's kind of interesting. It will be interesting, like, their only like true front line is like Leona that doesn't want to, front line that is okay getting caught to some degree is Leona.
Yep.
So, if something like that happens, right, you need to have the rest of your team there in time to actually try and make a turn. I don't really know what to think about STD's comp because I don't know what to think about STD's comp. It's very hard to analyze when you pick 3 junglers and a non-popular synergized bot lane.
I think you probably want to send Lilia top into the Kennen. I feel like that's probably your best matchup, and then Master Yi into Yone is probably relatively even. Not words I ever thought I'd be saying, but so if you take the Yi mid, and then the Vi jungle, that feels like the most ideal setup to me.
Yeah, and I think if Trevor, my Backusaur, is jungling, that Vi is, that other option for him. He definitely plays it a good amount, and we've seen it come out a few times. So that does seem like a his pick versus anything else. Can you stream the game?
I was thinking the Teemo ban was a little bit troll, but actually they have Master Yi, Vi, and Lucian who are all auto attack focused. So
you want to remove that possibility just in case.
Yeah, I feel like that is actually why it got banned. Okay. So it will be Bailey on the Yone, my Backusaur and the Vi.
Interesting.
Just buffer. The mid laner, generally the mid laner, locks in the Blitzcrank.
Okay.
So I think we are going to see it.
A little bit of swapping.
Yeah, the buffer synergy in the bot lane, and then the Winnie the She, my Backusaur, and Y heals in some sort of combination in the mid through top lane. I think Winnie the She plays a lot of like Malzahar, so they might be the most comfortable in mid. But we have seen Trevor play mid a couple of games. Not this season, but I think it happened a bit in the previous seasons. But he is one of the best junglers in the league, so I think it just makes sense to keep him there. So yeah, these comps. There is a lot of dive for the side of STD, and there's a lot of
anti-dive.
There's a good amount of anti-dive there for TTM. If Leona can peel for Caitlyn and land some CC down on the Yi, there's I do like their comp
Yeah.
here. You know, like you said, it's a got good mixed damage. Um,
Hmm.
they have CC on every champion, which is really what you need against Master Yi.
Yeah, I think Master E has to be the primary like target to CC unless it's only like a one hit wonder to like, tap either the Lily or the Lucian to stop them and kill them immediately.
Mhm.
But like they with the Yone ulti, with the Kennen ulti, and Echo W, like you have a lot of options for if they decide to come into you, to try and kind of control that area as the fight breaks out and still do a lot of like AoE. So I think that's going to be really interesting, but I do think that because of how that works, right? Their only engage is Leona or like a really good catch from maybe like a Yone Q3 or Kennen getting like a W stun. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if they are able to set up a position because, like, right, it's always possible to just not fight into a team fight comp and Master Yi clears waves, runs really fast, probably pretty
Yep.
good split pusher. Lilia, same thing, probably pretty good split pusher. So I think that STD does have a lot of options, and with the Blitzcrank to just start a fight on their own terms, as long as you don't pull the Kennen, like they have a lot more control over the situation. I think even with their kind of unconventional team comp.
Yeah. And they do have the advantage in that, you know, they both teams have a sub, but Y Heels has played with STD before. Mercenary Wolf has not played with TTM. I don't. He hasn't been on a team with any of these players in Beer League. You know, I'm sure they've played some games together before, but they're STD's got the probably a bit more team cohesion coming into this one. And STD, you know, first in Group B looks very scary.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a. I think TTM. I like their team comp more overall, but it's gonna be I think a hard game.
Right. You still have a lot of people on champs that they are fairly comfortable on and just like a very high like skill level on the side of STD. So being able to overcome that is going to be probably a little harder, even with like a an on paper really good team comp. Where do we want to see early jungle ganks? Vi can always, just cruise through mid on her way with a pretty easy Q.
Yeah, I mean, I think Yone needs to get ahead. I also think the bot lane needs to get ahead for TTM. Um,
That's always really hard when you want your both of your outside lanes to be the ones that are ahead as a
yeah,
jungler.
I do wonder if we're going to see some lane swaps. So it is Y Heels who has locked in the Lilia, and Winnie the She, of course, locked in the Master Yi. This is at least the third time I think that Winnie the She's played this pick. Um, but you know, I think the Yone into Yi's more ideal for TTM, and I think the Kennen into Lilia is. We've seen this matchup in Beer League. I believe JoJo played it into Aloe.
Maybe.
And I think it did go the way of Lilia, but I think Kennen has more ability to bully Lilia to start out. And Lilia into the melee matchup of Yone is just going to be pretty nice. Oh, what I didn't notice was it is the Archlector on Caitlyn and Cade, I kill for cute dogs on Leona.
Yeah, that somehow also escaped me. So that's kind of spicy.
Um, Let's see. It would not surprise me to see the Yone. I really don't know. I think there's going to be some lane swap shenanigans, and we just have to see how the teams try and figure it out. We see pings going down from STD on the red side. Pinging in multiple places, though. Pings from TTM going down, but not in the same spot.
I think they're just trying to decide where to pull a Blitzcrank cheese.
Yeah.
I think this one should be the best. This is a pretty good one.
Luke is going to get pulled, going for the ward that every jungler in this league goes for. First blood does go the way of Vi.
I like that he, didn't even try and burn his flash, right? You're just dead.
Yep. That is Kanan hovering top and Yone hovering mid. So we'll have to see if STD tries to react to that and change some of the moving.
Oh, this is also a TP Ignite Master Yi.
Yeah. Puff buffer on the Lucian does not get to recall. He did not get an assist, so he has no gold to spend.
Not the worst thing in the world, then, actually.
Yeah.
Next time, try to leave a dent.
Lots of pings going down on Kennen. It will be Kennen versus Lilia top and Yone versus Master Yi mid.
Yeah, and I think, right, between the Lilia and the Master Yi, since they both have a TP, it's very easy for them to flexibly swap into whatever matchup they feel comfortable in. The Yone does have an Ignite, no TP, so it's a lot harder for... you have to make sure the timing matches up unless you so that you don't accidentally screw yourself out of a wave or a lot of XP.
The STD bot lane does get a quick push. It looks like the TTM bot lane actually missed out on some of the first waves worth of experience. I think this is the second wave. Maybe not.
They just aren't pushing it super hard either. Yeah. Right, so they aren't taking...
Yeah. And good on Archlector, the Flex God. Actually coming out ahead in CS.
Oh. So this ward in the bush is actually going to kind of at least make it obvious that the jungle's here. So what I'd really like to see is Echo path to that top side jungle. Looks like he is doing that. I hope he does not go mid and just goes for the red buff for the Raptors.
Vi is coming mid. Echo's actually going to take the red buff and might 3-buff Vi here.
Yep, and that's a great Q3 to make sure that, you aren't going to get caught. Vi's actually even stopping for the Scuttle Crab first, so if Echo should be able to actually take 2 camps and then just kind of slip out. He might. It's just going to go over the wall, so she's going to see him on that Scuttle, but...
Yeah, Sleep Aim gonna have to flash the Q, but the flash Q is really hard to react to. We'll end up blowing his flash to get over the wall. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Archlector gets a kill down onto Just Buffer. So Vi's gonna double Scuttle, but Echo's here. Winnie the She's going to get the kill with the Ignite, but Luke's going to get the kill and the assist, so overall net worth. The wave is in a horrible spot for Winnie, though.
Yeah, and I mean, Winnie does have a TP, so they'll be able to get a lot of the minion wave and put it in how they want it. Mercenary Wolf still is not taking his top jungle.
Yeah.
I feel like hopefully after the that gank, obviously not going to happen. That's time to do that because you need to really make sure that you have your farm. Vi is looking for mid yet again, which, I mean, I think that's smart, right? Yone has kind of limited tools,
Oh,
but that was a really lovely cue to actually just
buttered.
go right by him.
Yeah, so Trevor's actually kind of been, he's ganked 4 times in 4 minutes, 5 minutes. But Mercenary Wolf gets the successful return gank. Master Yi has a huge CS lead though.
Yeah. Looks like top lane is where both junglers are smelling blood.
Yeah. Luckily for Mercenary Wolf, my Bacchusaur was panned top lane there, so it wasn't quite as much as it could have been. A good stun from Nunya Business onto Vi. They are going to just barely not get stunned by the Echo W. It's going to be a flash blown from Nunya in exchange for the flash from Y heals.
I think technically, like, the best play for it to micromanage, like, that whole situation is if you're able to get... If Echo is able to get one auto onto each person, then he has the red buff slow and burn going. And that maybe, that makes it harder or deters their other team's top or jungle from necessarily making a move. Really tiny thing. I definitely don't just think about doing that, but I think it would have been something that, because I mean, Vi got actually a little low there. So if it was possible to turn that, it could have happened maybe.
Yep.
But it's obviously, it's a pretty difficult one to do.
Yone is behind in XP, but did now just hit 6. Master Yi just gets to back off and get his full meditation off. Master Yi doesn't have Ignite quite yet, neither does Yone, so I'm not sure if they're going to go in. Vi going for her 3rd Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, and I think the wave management is just kind of really awkward for Bailey right now mid. He kind of just slow pushed it all into Yi, and there was a really large wave that built, and then like he wasn't confident enough to be able to just like hard shove.
Yep.
Because Vi could still appear. The other laner has an ignite as well and can dodge a lot of your damage. So he has to unfortunately play kind of the sit back and just hang out strategy, which is really not what you want on a Yone, unfortunately.
We do have a roam from Cade. Winnie the G is exhausted, so his Q's not going to do that much. The ulti from Yone going to hit, but he walks forward and gets Q'd by the TPing Lilia. Kennen crashes a wave in exchange, but you're going to take that every time. Lilia gets the kill.
Yeah.
High kill for Cute Dogs going in 1v2 now. A little bit of an overextension, but Echo is here. The stun not quite going to land because of the W from Lilia, and then the sleep is going to land onto Mercenary Wolf. He's not 6 yet. He doesn't have his ulti. It's the last of Leona's mana on the Q to stun. Vi is here. She is 6. But I think they're just going to crash the wave. They could maybe go for a dive onto Yone with no ult, but they're just going to set their eyes on Dragon.
Can you breathe?
Sometimes.
This is going to be a pretty uncontested drag, so I mean, there is pretty much no business trying to do anything about that, right? Your Echo's still level 5. It would be just death, and I think he's smited to his buff to get some health. So the next dragon is going to be a mountain, which doesn't actually like super hard benefit either team. It might.
Blitzcrank does land the hook. The ignite goes down. The W from Lucian lands. Leona goes onto Lucian, but they're gonna call off the fight there. Archlector with no HP left.
He does have fleet footwork, so it might be possible to like slowly recuperate some of that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty dangerous to hang around. You have no wave. The Blitzcrank is here.
That tower range. Double ultis coming in onto Yone. A TP from Kennen going down. Cannon gonna land the ulti.
Oh.
That's 2 low health bars. Cannon, 1 more auto onto my Backusaur is gonna get it. Gets the double kill for his troubles. It's a great TP coming in from Nunya to save his team, really. You know, he's about their biggest lead right now.
Yeah, it was actually like I thought for a second that just the
Executed.
okay, that didn't happen. I thought for a second that when Master Yi went into Alpha Strike that like he had just vaporized from the Cannon ult, and I was like, man, this really sucks for Echo, who tagged neither of them to get an assist. But luckily that was not the case, because that would actually giga suck.
Yeah.
I think if I were Cannon, I would try and stay for that plate, yeah.
It's at least gonna push in that wave the rest of the way.
Okay, it's actually kind of stupid that Master Yi doesn't really get punished for face tanking the wave.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Yone is just so far behind. He's got his tier 2 boots, which is normally the first Yone power spike, but he hasn't completed his Noon Quiver yet compared to Master Yi, who has almost his Infinity, or his whatever that builds into.
Oh!
But it doesn't matter. Sleepy gets the turns around the lane and gets the the solo kill onto Master Yi. Both of them blowing their ignites. He is going to make it out.
That was a really like good chain CC of, you know, Q knockup and ulti and
Yeah.
probably a W shield to, you know, stall for time, of course. So that was really good. And obviously Yone cannot just entirely be counted out, but Vi is lurking here. Lily is coming too, so
Vi does have ulti. Will pop it. The Echo E gets interrupted. The ult backwards from
Cannon does
Echo.
have ulti.
Cannon with the flash ulti over
Oh
the
my
wall.
God.
One more auto is gonna kill Lilia if this is a TP coming in from Master Yi and they don't really have anything left in the tank. So it's gonna be a 1-for-1 in the end. Nunya business just needs to walk away now. Just lots of trading, but this Cannon is getting really big, and I think that's really good for them. You know, there's a lot of champions that rely on just running around in a team fight on STD, and if they have to run through the Cannon ulti, you know, they're not gonna feel so good at the end. Cade looking for an engage on bot lane, not gonna land it.
Yeah, I think, you know, normally you're like, we made them have to go the long way around, but Blitzcrank doesn't care. Lucian has to go a long way around, though.
Yeah, we see Echo down there. Lucian, like, Blitzcrank is just tanking this wave. Lucian eventually got his dash.
Yeah, they were just waiting for his dash cooldown, I guess. Next dragon is coming up pretty soon. What are you doing in here, Jojo?
Twitch doesn't work right
Oh.
Is the Twitch not working because of something I'm doing, or because your internet is
Garbo.
like tied on the back of 3?
now. Where I live.
I thought Twitch fixed that thing, or Discord fixed that thing where your stream quality didn't have to do with the shittiest internet, but Jojo tuning in actually just made mine turn pretty bad. Sorry, Jojo. It's not you, it's your internet.
We see a 1v1 happening again. Yi gets the first crit. Yone is not going to get a second Q off. Yi getting the return solo kill, the completed Kraken Slayer. Quite strong. The stun from Echo not quite going to land as Puff Buffer flashes away perfectly. One more auto from
Finish
Echo,
that
going to
kill.
proc the third hit. Lilia now getting stunned up by Leona. Echo's ulti going back onto Blitzcrank, doing a lot of damage.
Oh, that's
Archlector
actually pretty good.
flashing forward, looking for a kill. Mercenary Wolf not going to be able to finish off Blitzcrank.
It's a pretty good play for TTM there. Unfortunately, there's still 2 drags down, but because because Vi was so focused on making sure that we get that drag while stuff's going on, she wasn't able to join the fight, and that worked out favorably. Even getting that TP down out of the Lilia is really nice because Kennen, plates just went down during that, and Kennen is chugging through this tower.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him wait until the cannon actually dies, but overall, Nunya's playing really well this game. 30 CS lead. Top lane is just mirrored to mid lane right now. And then bot lanes are pretty even. So we've definitely got a really interesting game. I'd like to see TTM now start focusing more on objectives.
Yeah, I do think they just need to make sure their timing lines up with having the Kennen ulti. I even think I don't know if the TP you might just want to be there in the first place because since he's such a big ticket to winning, that was very weird. But it's probably going down.
Getting ulti off before the sleep. Lilia will go down, but they will get the shutdown onto Kennen. Mercenary Wolf going over the wall, but Master Yi gets the trip over the wall. Meanwhile, Yone and Leona 1v2 the Lucian.
Master Yi is still coming mid.
Archlector with the fancy feet and the Gale Force. The good two-man Yone ulti onto the 2 of them. They have to kill this Master Yi. Archlector, meanwhile, stuck with this Vi in his jungle. There's no mana on Leona.
Making it out, though? That was really surprising.
The ulti coming out, they don't have any way to follow, so... Trevor saying see ya, Joe saying see ya. I think both are fairly happy with how that exchange went.
Yeah, normally if you're Caitlyn trapped with a Vi, I feel like that just means you die.
Yeah.
Like that, but somehow partly probably the Gale Force. There was a Caitlyn trap that Vi stepped on, which bought a lot of time. You get to E-net backwards. You get the Gale Force.
And this is like a Sunderer Vi, so it's not like lethality, like Eclipse Vi. I don't know if she builds that anymore, but she's not going to be one-shotting the squishies as much. I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
I don't build AD items. I've only played mages since season 11.
I do think that's kind of interesting. I guess Vi with a Sheen proc is pretty good, but you could go maybe like a Trinity Force instead. There aren't really any tanks besides the Leona that you need to percent max health.
Mercenary Wolf does hit the stun, but
fine time.
Oh, Kennen is there with the flash ulti, and the rocket belt is going to save Mercenary Wolf.
Yeah, and they should be able to convert this into the bot tower. And then hopefully, right, Dragon's in a minute 20. Kennen's ult's probably going to be off cooldown by then.
Yeah.
So theoretically, this works out really well for them that they've been able to time, they can contest Dragon, they've been able to time that, but then they do need someone, right? Lily's on the top lane. She'll have her TP up pretty soon. Yeah. Might be able to just, right, STD could just elect for a split push. Rift Herald's also coming up, so they might just, they could go for something else if they want.
That's the tower, the tier 2 local gold going to both the solo laners of TTM. They don't have time to go and spend it, really. Kennen doesn't have TP, Yone doesn't have TP.
Yeah, it's gonna be, they're gonna arrive at the dragon about just in time at that rate.
Trying to stop Blitzcrank from going in, but it's not quite enough. Lilia only going to land the sleep onto Echo, which is a big deal. He's no ulti from the scuffle in the bot lane still. It is 5 here now for TTM. We've got Trevor on the flank, and what I wanted to highlight before they started fighting was that there is no vision in the jungle for TTM here, and there is vision in this jungle for just this one ping.
This could be a very hot TP flank ward. Both TP users on the side of STD are up. Both of them go real fucking fast. So they just go with the speed of light. Kennen might be
ulti
getting
not-
caught.
There it is. There it is. There is no stopwatch yet. A
Oh.
huge Yone ulti onto Y heals and onto Vi. She's going to go down too. That was the smite used by Mercenary Wolf. Arch Lecter might be on the team, but you know, there's a joke about smite. Whatever. Arch Lecter doing huge amounts of damage there to Winnie the She. That is the top side dead.
Yep, I think you... Luckily, you just get away with this drag, and it's a really good drag to take, right? You have your Kennen that's on fire, literally and figuratively. He is Infernal Kennen. Echo, utility of the ulti, Leona, Yone, we've been seeing them use it a lot. Caitlyn, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's not lethality, so, you know, it's not like you're just going to poke someone to half health, but, you know, it's still useful. So I do think that this is a really good opportunity.
Echo getting the pick down onto Blitzcrank. Lucian is here now. Echo's ulti is back up. He could choose to pop it. He does.
Oh.
He kills the Blitzcrank. Here comes a TP coming in from Y Heals and Master Yi. I kill for cute dogs here for his jungler. It might just kill him in the end, though. My back is sore.
I think you let your Echo just run.
Yep.
Man, I wish my Echo like came on online like that an hour ago. That's honestly a really good pickup. I don't know if, I mean, I guess you can save this tower, but the next wave it's still probably dead unless you literally just plant someone there. But getting those TPs out was actually really big. I think you could probably send... Kennen will have his TP up pretty soon, so if you get Kennen bot to threaten that, I wouldn't... Normally, like a lot of Yones, I would say, would be what you would send there, and you can just have them duel. And then you can bait towards the top side of the map because they don't have TP, and then you get to split push. But that might not be the case. Great sidestep.
A little caught out here. Vi going to pop the ulti. Kennen pops the ulti so that while sleeping, he's still doing damage. He still doesn't have stopwatch yet, though. The ulti from Leona not quite going to land because of the counter-strike. This might be a look towards Baron for STD. Stun coming down onto Lilia. The Yone ulti only going to hit the Blitzcrank. He's just going to go back home.
That's a lot burned now for not much gain, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So now it's a little more awkward of a position. Lilia still has ulti, I believe, so they could just siege. It pixelized right when I was looking. I couldn't tell if that was like the...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. TTM relies a lot more on their ultis, I think. So being ultis down is not good for them, but
How is Arch Lecter Mastery 7 Caitlyn?
guys just
That's
jacked
6?
IRL, I think.
That might be 6. Purple might be 6, I don't remember. And then, like,
Yeah,
blue
green
is
7. Or like that.
yeah, it's like teal,
league
turquoise.
Teal, yeah.
How is he level of Mastery 6 Caitlyn? My question still stands. What I think feels really awkward is Bailey on the Yone went full mortal reminder second item. Great, don't you usually go like
Well,
you just go IE second, right?
Master
On the wind
Yi with
shitters?
the, a lot of times any crit item I think gives them 100% crit with their passive.
Right, but you need 2 before you hit the 60% threshold, I thought, or whatever it is. Or yeah, I don't know. I feel like, but they only need 2 crit items generally.
Yeah. So I don't know if he'll still get Infinity Edge or if he just goes for Lifesteal or something, but right now he's going for the scoop and he's going to kill Puff Buffer. Y Heal's
Oh my god.
not quite going to be able to kill Leona. Master Yi behind with no ulti. Echo sees him. He's pinged out. He's now alone. There's some resets possible.
Oh.
Echo doing insane amounts of damage. Mercenary.
That
Wolf
was like
coming back.
perfect, just like walking forward enough to entice you into huge resets and then saying, no, you can't have this.
Yeah. Mercenary Wolf going to claim another Arch Lecter, gonna snipe Blitzcrank.
I'd love to see them you know, maybe finish pushing this wave, get their resets in, prep for drag immediately, right? If you just stack Cloud Drakes on these characters, it's stupid good.
Yeah. I want to see Nunya sell the Dorn's Blade or the Dark Seal and have a stopwatch. You really need that. He's working on Zanya's now.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you can guarantee that they don't get soul point here, while
Oh.
STD is making the trade.
I love it. I love this. Every game, I want to run this.
The thing is, Baron, I don't think helps. I mean, so the wave clear on TTM is not that good, but it's also 5 melee champions on the side of STD.
Sacrificial Blitzcrank to just make sure that it occupies their time.
Yeah.
Lilia's bot, right? They're just 3-manning this Baron. They probably don't have a huge idea about this until it's too late.
Yep.
And they're not going to get there in time to check them out.
Yi meditating in the bush, wondering who he's going to be able to gank next. It might be Echo. They have vision of him. While TTM goes to Siege.
I mean, I think of all the ones, Echo is actually one of the harder ones for Master Yi to work with. Like, we saw what Master Yi did to Kennen, but Echo has a better time and, like, actually kind of hurts Master Yi. He is working on a Wit's End, though, which would kind of put a damper on that.
Yeah. I think that's a really good item here for him.
Yeah. It's kind of a fun Caitlyn build. It's mostly utility. Oh!
We'll have to see if STD is honorable about the disconnect. Let's pull up the chat. Just Buffer, taking inspiration from my last Blitzcrank game here in the Beer League, as he debuts in the support role. We'll have to see if they're honorable.
Did we grab someone AFK?
Yeah, Cade DC'd, and
oh, you monster!
they asked in chat, did Cade DC? And then all they said was Lamau. You know, we don't have any official honor code or rules about it, so if they want to, they can kill him. But I think we should let the boy live.
I mean, you just get to stack some fat waves on him while he's standing there, and then you just push with your Baron. I think strategically, you should just let him sit there and CS around him. I kind of like Caitlyn has kind of like like I don't really know what Caitlyn that isn't lethality Caitlyn actually builds these days. If you buy her as an actual crit marksman, but she kind of has like a utility build going on, which is kind of cool. The Gale Force we've seen helped her get the fuck away from some scary fucking dudes on her tail. That Storm Razor, right? If you land that, especially on the Lilia, can possibly kill him. Kill him, cripple him, krill. So I think it's kind of an interesting build. And I mean, it seems to be doing the trick, right? He's the one deathless player in this game. The Archlector, ADC specialist, obviously.
Every time I've seen Joe actually play ADC, he has really popped off in a lot of our like ranked games and things like that.
Oh, apparently internet just might be out in Indiana. So they say.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that Jojo is saying that Mortal Reminder 2nd is actually pretty good on Yasuo and Yone, so I guess I just see people rush IE 2nd or whatever because they're good at the game or cool. Or think they are. Yeah, a lot of people go like third or third main item, Mortal Reminder. But yeah, most popular is definitely IE second after the shield bow. So that's kind of interesting. But I
think
mean,
it's
like
good.
IE second is the largest power spike, right? Because you get your 60%, you have the 60% crit chance for sure, and then you get the extra crit damage, and like that's why the 10 death power spike thing is a fucking meme.
Yeah,
I don't know all of the exact science and like breakpoints about why this is good and this one's better, but from my layman understanding and analysis, it's that it's usually a pretty big spike. So, but I mean, I think it's still right when you're a Yone that is against the Master Yi that has Blade of the Ruined King, Kraken Slayer, and has Meditate. Probably not bad.
yep. When you have the IE, it's just that your critical damage already goes up. So, a lot of ADCs don't go IE until third or fourth item nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's better at like the 60% crit mark, but for the wind shitters, you get that 60% on that second item, plus then you get the bonus
You get the
damage
bonus
from
with the
IE,
excess.
plus the bonus damage from your passive. So
Yeah.
it makes sense, but yeah, I think it's good. Lilia went Rift Maker into Spirit Visage.
Yeah, also Merc Treads. So
Yeah.
this is Riftmaker tank Lilia, it looks like.
Yeah, possibly going into Frozen Heart next.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Um,
That's disgusting. I should write notes. Because, with this is probably going to be one of their, optimal configurations. So,
in the meantime, Leona is building a. Is that like a Zeke's?
maybe? I can't, yeah.
It's been so long since I've built like actual support items outside of Locket on almost any support that I think that's Zeke's, which is good. You're going to be locking down, Master Yi and Vi and Lilia, and you need to shut them down. I think something like Thornmail or Frozen Heart or
Oh, they're asking if.
I don't know if I have Reese's phone number.
Well, I guess I don't know if that's in old times, so, but we could maybe help if they don't have that. I don't know. Cade's back in Discord, it looks like, and Reese,
Yep.
so it's probably resolving. Someone in our spreadsheet wrote Cassiopeia and just buffers things to Cassiophrenia. Pretty funny. And they're not wrong. It makes sense why we couldn't go for a Cassio pick, because we have the player that plays Cassio did not go mid. So
Yep.
makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, seeing that Reese and Kate are both back in Discord, I think we're just in the 3-minute buffer time for the pause to end. So we'll probably get back in here pretty shortly. I do feel like this could have been a good lethality Caitlyn game. You know, there's
Yeah.
Lilia's gonna be tanky, Vi's gonna be tanky, but the rest of them are, you know, not. And if you like ult one of them to start off a team fight, could be pretty strong. But Archlector has been playing the crate quite well.
It's not just me, I'm telling you.
Yep.
My brain's just...
Nunya Business having one of his best games of the season, I feel like, you know, having a really strong game on the Kinnan top. His Dark Seal has dropped down to 0 because of the Master Yi camping in the bush. But
Yeah. I mean, we were hoping, what, a couple minutes ago when before that dragon, that he would sell that Dark Seal and that Doran's blade. I mean, a stopwatch wouldn't have helped him in that 1v1 versus Master Yi, but
ready. I don't know if we're gonna be getting another pause here.
yeah, I don't know how serious that is.
This is the pause after the pause that always happens with the spectator.
Oh.
Just Buffer did say he is going to let I Kill for Cute Dogs walk away. We'll have to see if it was an elaborate bait to get the aftershock away.
Oh, it could be.
But seems not. So take a look at gold. Nunya and Mercenary Wolf both have pretty good leads. The game has paused again, perhaps.
Some things are a mystery.
So anyway, Archlector might die here. Not opting for a dive from Vi. They don't have the vision required to know that would have been really good.
Cool.
Leona.
It's an awkward spot.
Yeah, the Swirl Seed will miss, but they could put Leona to sleep here now.
I think you save it for tagging a few more, but we are going in at Vi. Kennen is here.
Kennen going to melt the Vi. Yone getting the 2-man ulti onto Winnie the She, the top lane of the top side of the map.
Okay.
And STD going to go down while the bot lane takes a tower. This should be a huge push opportunity for TTM. Nunya going to get cold.
This is, I mean, it's kind of interesting because, like, I feel like the whole top side of STD's map is all really strong. So I don't know, like, are they just uncoordinated? Is it, and like they're getting locked down by all this chain CC, or are they like overestimating how strong they are? Right, Tank Lilia, right, is not necessarily as strong as an AP Lilia, so maybe you don't expect. I'm not, and like it's a bruiser Vi, right? So your main big damage is like the Master Yi, but you have nothing to like really help him out. So I don't really know like exactly why it's going wrong besides you're getting tagged by AoE. And like even with that, I mean, Kennen has the fucking magic penetration rod. I forget its name.
Void Staff.
Void Staff. I was trying to say Abyssal Mask, and that's not right.
Double TP coming in from Master Yi and Lilia. Nunya's just going to die in 3 autos. My back is sort of getting ultied and full comboed by Leona, but no follow-up from Archlector. Mercenary Wolf going to blow his ulti, and now this feels like a huge opportunity for STD. Archlector once again with the fancy feet.
Just walks out.
Gonna walk out. Leona and Yone barely killing Master Yi. I Kill for Cute Dogs just staying alive. Blitzcrank looking for vision.
Okay. So I mean, STD still trades back pretty decently on. They don't get, they don't get 3 of them, but it's still a pretty good thing. But they burn both TPs for that, right? So there could be a macro play of to some degree somehow that could take advantage of that. Oh man, that Storm Razor slow is nasty.
Well met, human. Well met.
There is drag coming up in 30 seconds, and TTM has to fight outside of their base. It is completely dark in this jungle for them. Yone is going to start killing wards.
They don't have to worry about a TP flank, technically. There are no TPs.
Alright, TTM managing to crawl their way out. Nunya Business could TP to the minion wave bot. He's got this TP ward here, but there's no deep TP vision. Blitzcrank walking forward, going to get chunked out. The dragon just started up by STD. They are doing quite a lot of damage. My Bacchusor does secure it.
Oh my god, that
with the
cannon
huge
damage.
ulti. Yheels is going to land asleep, but he is going to not be able to follow up on it, and Winnie the She's going to die too.
Oh my god.
Bacchusor does make it out. I think that Caitlyn ulti shouldn't be enough. We'll have to see if I Kill for Cute Dogs is able to follow up, but probably not.
I think at this point, like, you just need to, like, right, they could have been grabbing that bot wave instead of just chasing.
Yep.
And then they could have been pushing on two fronts instead of just the mid one. And, like, yeah, even some of the minions took a really weird route around, so, like, that wave isn't even going to crash anytime soon, but you could have been able to do both.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that, like, except for Kennen, right, that Vi was not any threat to you guys, so it's probably okay to not have to escort her, but you know, details aside, they have to get this reset in. Ooh.
Yeah, and they see at least 2 of the members of TTM resetting, so they ping Baron right away. Everybody on TTM has to rush there. Nunya's ulti almost back up already, which will be huge. So is Yone's. But
They
Nunya
watched
might
Kennen
just get
take
picked
that.
here. He has no Zanyas. He does get ultied. Oh, he does have he had double stopwatch. The culling going to be enough to kill him. Just Buffer getting comboed up by Leona here for now. The ulti going to come out just for some extra poke. He's still half, and there is a fruit. That is no Kinnan. I almost think
Yeah,
you
you
just need to
can't
run
contest this.
the 2-man
I don't
sleep
think-
onto.
The Yone ulti whiffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, at this point, right, you just walk out.
Yep. You can maybe send Mercenary Wolf to steal, but I almost, like, I feel like you don't have to. There's no siege potential with
Right,
this,
if you walk, like, walking in just means that you're probably gonna, like, lose more
Yeah.
people, and I think you don't want to make that trade.
Yeah. The heal is going to get them out, but they blew all of Caitlyn's sums for it. The Nexus Tower not quite gonna go down.
The bot wave did crash into the tower, but it's not enough to get into, like, a threshold of it not regenning, I don't think. That
Right.
maybe is the first third, but I don't think it is quite entirely.
Not quite. So it will regen back up. That was Nunya's double stopwatch blown for that play. Yeah, I think you needed to just not recall if you're TTM. I honestly think Baron was up about 3 seconds before the solo laners of STD. I think you needed to either shit push everyone else on STD or just take the Baron yourself. It's a hard call to make, though. You know, they had a lot of gold from the Dragon teamfight win and from taking towers mid, so...
I mean, yeah. I mean, so one thing, right, is, like, with the cannon, Trevor is not a stranger to just being shitbushed by a cannon in a bush with an ulti.
True.
So it probably works. You just have to, like, right, have the vision to support making sure that they don't know.
Yeah, Leona caught out here 1v4.
Oh, it's a very weird interaction.
Will blow flash stops the culling from Lucian, but it's not going to be enough. And now Sleepe probably going to go down. He does get a kill, goes godlike.
Flash is
before
out.
anything. will flash out. That is support for top laner.
I think that ultimately the spot turret probably goes down, but
Kennen going for the TP flank. Mercenary Wolf has to ulti out right away.
all right,
Kennen,
we're
no
going
flash,
in.
but he is fast. Going to kill the Blitzcrank immediately. Not going to probably be able to catch up to the Vi. He lands the stun on the Q. Vi's going to go down here. The ulti from Yone
Master
coming
Yi's
back out.
TPing. They can just turn on the Master Yi, hopefully.
Master Yi probably going to be able to kill Sleep there.
They need to do a
don't
little
have the hard
faster.
CC, but they do have the damage to kill him. And that's
20 seconds to drag.
yeah, that's gonna be a sole point to going the way of
I don't.
TTM.
Yeah, I don't think you need to recall, but unfortunately, because the Leona had to back off or died or whatever, there's a lot of vision here, and there's still one TP up for the side of STD.
I think they're just gonna clear waves.
Yeah, I think it's in theory, right? This is one that you just concede, right? You have no business being there, but we have seen wilder plays.
Leona looking for something, but yeah, just take the jungle instead. That fight gets Caitlyn her Infinity Edge.
Yeah, Yone
This is
has a
crazy.
Yone's working on a death stance, which I think is actually really good here. There's 380 threats.
Yeah.
And then theoretically you have at least your shield bow to help you power through the magic damage of Lilia, which isn't even like tons of magic damage technically because she's only got Riftmaker and then tank items. So I think this is pretty good. Like, I don't think you need... Whoa.
The Storm Razor slow is
Scary.
enough to spook Y heels.
Deer in the headlights moment.
I feel like someone named Y heels shouldn't be allowed to build Spirit Visage, but
But why heals?
yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
Probably not the one you want to hook, really. Echo going over the wall will steal his own blue buff away from Master Yi.
70 hit points on that blue buff.
Leona probably caught out again. The short range hook, he is going to stun Blitzcrank. The Swirl Seed going to miss. A two-man Yone ulti. The Leona ulti is big. Nunya Business's ulti is bigger. The Zanya is going to save him from Master Yi. They need to turn on Master Yi. They do. Y Heels needs to be the next target. They are almost have the Lilia. My back is sort of trying his best, but they're going to go down. Yone outscales. And that should be the game for the side of TTM.
This is really spicy, actually. I mean, right? TTM has had, like, they've unfortunately throughout the season suffered because of, you know, kind of inconsistent roster because of scheduling. And they've also suffered from scheduling. But, like, you know, just being able to swap someone in, swap some roles around really unconventionally as well. You know, turning this game for themselves.
Yeah. And, you know, this is pretty big because they do still have to make up their game against IIG. So having a win against STD, the number one team in the other side of the group, should be a pretty good morale boost for them. Hopefully give them some momentum there. Let me send them the second tournament code.
Should probably close the window so that random people can't just make another game with that code.
Yeah, a little late.
Okay. It's not very cybersecurity of you.
Yeah. All right. This time we've got TTM on the red side, STD on the blue side. We have Y heels and top, and we need the nope, that's it. Buff buffer and just buffer. We've got Nunya Business and top lane, Mercenary Wolf. Who was mid? Sleep A. I kill for cute dogs. And, nope. The Arch.
That is actually just the full swap.
Yeah. Second game, watch spectator link is in watch party.
Yeah, well,
And it has started out already. I think. Maybe.
no,
All right. No,
unless it's a different link.
no, it's probably just my silly draft overlay. I think it starts the first timer immediately when you hit go. So
Oh.
all right. Now it really has started up. The immediate Leona ban from STD.
Interesting.
She is the easiest counter to champions like Master Yi, you know,
True.
point and click CC. We'll have to see if TTM opts to ban anything different. So far, Diana Kha'Zix and Trevor, my Backusaur, has been very vocal that if you do not first pick a Mumu every game blue side, you are trolling. So for TTM to
I mean, they TTM banned it in first three, so they will likely just do it again.
yeah.
There was no prio picks that they had to like work for, right? So it should be a pretty easy Amumu ban. But if they forget, I expect to see it a Mumu first pick, but we time will tell.
Yeah, we'll have to see, you know, did they think Master Yi was a problem without Leona, you know?
It might
is
be.
it going to be?
Yeah, it's hard to... So, oh, right. They first picked the Echo. Yep.
Yep. Immediate Amumu lock in. Morgana is still up. She is a good pick into Amumu. But this is, I think, almost guaranteed it is going to be Trevor's Amumu. Which we've been banning since before he had 2 Qs. So
Yeah. This is actually interesting. I know, like, Mercenary Wolf has a few, like, you know, just comfort, like, pick champions. So Lee Sin is one and should theoretically be really good into a Mumu, right? You know, you just kick him out. But at least statistics-wise, and obviously solo queue Lee Sin is a very wild statistic. Lee Sin has, like, a 45%, almost 46% win rate into a Mumu.
Though Luke did just the other day in the GGG series against whoever they played. Against IQ. Had a huge, like, 20 kill game on the Lee Sin.
I mean, I think in theory, like, Lee Sin into Amumu is good, but now that Amumu has 2 Qs, if he has that second Q, right, you're going in a straight line. You just cast it in another straight line.
Yep. Jinx getting picked up here for Puff Buffer. He has had quite a few, I think, pretty good games on that this season. The Malzahar for Winnie the She, though I think also Y Heels might be a Malzahar main.
I don't have notes on it.
All right, I might be making that up. I feel like
I'm
at
pretty
some
sure it's
point-
just a Winnie the G thing.
Okay. Sleepe does pick up the Morgana, or, you know, they do pick up Morgana third there. I think that is really important against this team comp. Not to say that Spell Shield is the absolute counter to a Mumu, but
Certainly helps.
yeah. And like I said, Jungle Mumu will have more AP, most likely, to be able to break it sooner. So
Yeah, and I do think, right, you technically might be able to spell shield like a Malzahar ult.
Yep.
So that might, whether that's more important than spell shielding. I mean, if Amumu hits the Q, even if you're spell shield, he's still coming. So, but I mean, spell shield him out. So We've got Wukong bans for Y heals, which I think is pretty smart. But I mean, he has a couple of other things up his sleeves that we've seen him be pretty good on. The Jace we've seen before. I don't know. Jace as a champion is just, I have a hard time fitting him into anything because he just does a little bit of a lot. And the cannon ban.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
yeah. So that's going to be a little different, right? Because that means like, so Will usually, they usually save counterpick for him, but it might be different since he's top.
I want to see Will go mid this game and then take Ziggs, which I think Will plays. Ziggs is really good into Malzahar. Your bombs like one-shot his minions, so we do see the Ornn, which is Sleep's like signature champion that isn't set.
He doesn't play set anymore. It's been transferred to JoJo.
That's true.
But yeah, it does seem likely that this could be a lane swap again.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember like Y heals champion pool.
There's some Wukong, some Jace, some Fiora, some Gnar.
Irelia feels like
yeah,
probably one of those. Irelia is locked in. So this time STD has the huge team fight like Wombo and with the Amumu Zyra ult combo, and if they get one kill, you know, Jinx is getting excited and it's gonna reset.
Yeah, I actually really like their fight because they have a lot of AoE that kind of like either keeps people there or just murders people, and then Jinx gets to like spray a lot if she goes Runons. And then Amumu has really good synergies with the Malzahar and the Zyra damage because he gets a magic damage buff that converts 10% to true damage. Or it's like, it's not even converts. I think it's just like you do extra 10% true damage to people that are touched by Curse Touch. So we have a Veigar mid, which I think is kind of interesting and doesn't seem as favorable into Malzahar as like a Ziggs, like he said, but I mean, maybe this isn't a swap, and this is not Bailey top.
I think
I feel like it is, but I mean, Veigar is a pretty like he's not a hard champion. So if you do have to do something kind of crazy mid, or like you're swapping people that might be unfamiliar with a matchup or something, but maybe the Veigar is also to prevent this giant amount of dive and AOE to run at you. We'll see.
Yeah. I think Veigar Q does one-shot the Malzahar minions.
I guess you do get the stack off of them, but you want to make sure to try and tag the Malzahar with it so that you can get his spell shield down.
Yeah. But I do think he will struggle to wave clear against Malzahar, which Ziggs does not. You know, that's another reason that Ziggs is one of the few champions that can push with Malzahar.
Yeah, I wonder maybe an Everfrost Veigar would help counteract.
This could almost be. I kind of feel like you have the CC on this team. You might just want to go for maybe even Leandri's for the Amumu and the Irelia, but Luden's would let you one-shot the Jinx, the Malzahar, or the Zyra.
I'm just thinking like Everfrost can help contribute to wave clear.
Yeah. I would maybe do the...
But yeah, I mean the wave clear on TTM in general here is very not good, while STD has very good wave clear. So we're kind of swapping around a little.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. And right, TTM now has like the slightly less cohesive team.
Yeah.
They're still like normal champions at least though. It's not like 3 junglers.
Yeah, TTM
just 2.
is like a season 4 like meta comp.
Yeah.
But if Ornn was there, but Ornn's kind of like a season 4 champion just with double the mechanics. But they aren't like flashy mechanics, you know? He
just walks at you and hits you.
Yeah. whereas every champion on STD was around in Season 4, but Irelia with her numerous reworks,
Zyra's
Amumu with the
never
double
been.
Qs. Yeah. Lots of
Jinx would be the only relevant champion because she was literally a new champion at the time.
yeah. So I feel like the ease of execution definitely in STD's court this time.
Mm-hmm.
TTM though, they scale really well, and if they do land some nice Vigar stuns, you know,
Oh,
they definitely have a chance.
Sleepe does pick the Vigar. I'm not saying I was right, but I was maybe right.
I don't think I ever said you were wrong. It is different, you know. Vigar isn't necessarily. I mean, Will plays. His status is like he has 47 Mastery 7 champions right now, so he plays just about everything.
I do think it does still seem unusual to put someone like Will on Ornn of all things.
Yeah.
He does. I mean, he doesn't have. He has okay playmaking potential, but it's not nearly as flexible as a lot of champions that can outplay have. I do wonder if we'll see some bullying of the Amumu regarding his blue buff. I think both of these junglers do prefer to just start with their bot lane for a faster clear, which would not be the blue buff for the Amumu.
Can Amumu start red and just with E? Or start Raptors with E?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like both junglers have the option to kind of start wherever.
But I don't know if they will, is the thing.
Yeah. The bot lane matchup is pretty interesting. Archlector on the Caitlyn, second game in a row. The KDA king of wiffle ball and ADCs. Didn't die a single time last game, I believe.
Yeah,
With
I don't think
Master
so.
Yi and Vi and Lilia all chasing after him. So I think if you're Luke, Mercenary Wolf, you probably just want to try and focus the spot lane. Jinx and Zyra are super squishy.
Yeah, and Caitlyn and Morgana is super safe and have good setup and good range and good damage.
Yeah.
I do think in regards to the Lee Sin, I do think a QSS would be very beneficial. He is the only person that's really good that needs to be sat the heck down. That's going to be close by for the Malzahar to touch.
Yep.
So I think a lot of these Malzahar ideally should go onto this Lee Sin. Malzahar has no business being close enough to Caitlyn, and Caitlyn has no business being that close to Malzahar, so she shouldn't be a target. Morgana probably shouldn't be a target. Vigar maybe, but I doubt it. I think Vigar gets kind of fairly short range mage. He probably gets overtaken by the Irelia or the Amumu with Jinx first.
Can Ornn W the suppression?
It isn't unstoppable. I don't know if
It might just catch him afterwards. It probably lets him move, but it's still attached. It doesn't cleanse it.
Right, it's just connected to him, and you kind of buffer part of it.
I think that's probably how that works.
Let's go slowly find out as I navigate the little wiki. Billow's Breath is a displacement immunity, which does not include suppression, supposedly.
Okay. I think it'll be really important for STD. Puff Buffer and Just Buffer did not have the strongest showing last game. If this Jinx gets ahead, that could be pretty devastating for the side of TTM. Even if everything else is behind, Amumu will always be useful with ulti. Zyra will always be useful with ulti. And if Jinx is strong and just gets a couple of autos off, you know, that's a one team fight there. So
Yeah.
it will be interesting to see if we see both teams focusing bot here.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of kind of like zone control to allow Jinx to roam very freely during fights between STD's team. Right, Malzahar has a lot of, you know, you have to always be careful of where his Q could go. You have to make sure that you dance just out of range of his ultimate. You gotta watch out for the space aids. Zyra is able to set up zones. Irelia with ulti sets up zones really well, and the Mumu obviously is a Mumu. So I think this does allow Jinx to be very, very mobile. There's not much that you can do to really lock her down besides catching her with the cage, catching her with a Morgana binding. But I don't think diving her, especially because the only person that can do that is Ornn and Lee Sin, really, is going to be the way that you get to her.
Yep.
I think if you go into their team, they will say hello and they will kill you.
You see pings from both teams on the site of the level 1 kerfuffle last game. Veigar going a long way around.
All right. STD says,
Ward
"Oh,
is
that's a lot
dropped.
more of them."
They saw the ward, they popped the spell shield. With Scorch, it looks like Morgana has. She gets the tiniest bit of damage off onto Malzahar. No, it wasn't Scorch. I don't know what it was. But his health bar definitely dipped the teeniest bit. So, whatever.
Did she get her spell thief stacked? Oh, we have Winnie the G going top here, it looks like.
Yeah, Winnie the She has more mastery on Malzahar than every other player in the game had combined. So, and they are a top lane Malzahar like main in solo queue, I believe. So, I think that's pretty much a free lane for Malzahar into the Ornn, and I think Veigar does not have the greatest time into Irelia, despite it being, you know, range versus melee. If Irelia gets onto Veigar, it's a bad time.
Yeah, this is definitely a little... This could play out a lot different than we originally thought. I mean, and to some degree, though, that means that, you know, picking Ziggs as the Veigar, or as the Malzahar counter pick, you know, maybe, you know, immediately locking that in was for the best, because Ziggs, I think, struggles into Irelia.
Yeah, but you could always take the Ziggs top lane. You know, it's not the safest lane, especially against my Bacchusor, but he has a good time. Huge damage coming out from my kill for Cute Dogs. The flash forward from Arch Lecter, Just Buffer, not quite going to get away. The exhaust going down. Now this is just a flat out 2v2 kill.
We could see a flash Q from Morgana coming up soon. We are not seeing the flash, but that means that there's a flash Q waiting in the future as all sums are down for the side of STD's bot lane.
Yeah.
While he was taking a turret shot.
There it is, the flash Q, like you called, the Q from Caitlyn coming out in the 90 caliber net, leading to the headshot. That is 2 kills for the side of Arch Lecter, and I kill for Cute Dogs. Great play from them. And they need this Caitlyn to be ahead if they ever want to kill a Mumu this game, so...
Yeah. It's going to be really hard.
Yeah. The ganks keep coming now from Mercenary Wolf. He still has Q. Y-Heals does flash it, so great job from them.
I would love to see the, you know, Lee Sin probably is just going to live between bot and mid for a little bit because there are no sums available.
Yeah. Arch Lecter just barely misses both the trap and the net onto the Jinx, who just got back to lane. Jinx, I don't think even could buy a potion on her recall, or maybe she's already used them, but
Yeah, the one thing that is a little bit of a downside is Mercenary Wolf on the Lee Sin, right? At least since he's okay at farming, but he's better at ganking. So he is down CS. He didn't take any of his AoE camps. He's lurking.
yep. Now the wave is going to be pushing back out too. We'll have to see if the buffers attempt anything. Lee Sin gonna start walking away. Trevor does get his scuttle. He is 2 camps up now on the Amumu.
Yeah, and I mean, those Raptors were up, but Lee didn't have a chance to go look at them or, you know that it was safe to take them. So I do think there is a little bit of awkward, like, missing out on a lot of opportunities you just didn't know you had.
Yep.
But because of that, right, they pinged missing on STD on the side on their Krugs for Lee Sin. So they speculate that he could be up there, which is not correct, which is whether that means anything significantly. Time will tell. He might come bot. There are wards available for the bot lane of STD,
Yeah.
but they will not be useful.
Yeah, Lee Sin with the Q, the ward hop, he does
Oh,
kill,
he does
but
get-
the root under tower is almost going to kill him. Winnie the She is here with the teleport. He is just going to die. I kill for cute dogs going the wrong way around this mountain. Not gonna have any help either from Arch Lecter. The heal is down, so
Walks out.
walks out, but I think overall probably worth for the side of TTM still. Caitlyn getting further and further ahead, Jinx falling further and further behind. Meanwhile, Y heals in this Irelia,
Yeah.
not as important, I feel like, to the team comp than as the Jinx is.
Right. The Irelia is mostly like a kind of a side project, right? As long as she gets to survive generally well enough, and I mean, she's gotten a kill.
She
She's
goes
hit
for
6.
The ulti. She has no mana.
She has no
under
mana.
tower. Vigard.
Oh,
going
he
to
should have just
die,
kept
but-
walking.
Yeah.
He's stopping to cast that W cost him his life.
Yep. Still, Irelia does get the crash under tower, but Vigard can TP back if he wants to. We see the gank top from Mercenary Wolf. Winnie the She has not ulted yet, but there it is. The flash forward from None Your Business. Mercenary Wolf looking for the Q. There it is. Lands it. Gets the kill.
I don't know if that started with the Q, but there was a lot of patience on using that Q, which I think was really good because, right, Winnie the G had to use a lot to try and keep the Q from happening. You had to silence them, you had to summon all your little dudes to make sure that... Oh no.
I'm thinking he used the Q to clear the spell shield there, and that's why he waited so long. I kill for cute dogs went super aggressive early and will pay for his life as another good roam from Y heals. Arch Lecter gonna make it out. Winnie the She down here now too, which means Ornn's going to get a couple plates. Mercenary Wolf going to get the entire topside jungle while STD takes Dragon.
Yeah, I think if you're Caitlyn here, right, you just get out of there. We saw the heal just to run faster, but I do think you should be warding just to make sure that, there's 4 people down there or something. You want to make sure that you don't get dove. But she does get to just farm the bot wave safely without any threat. Mumu does appear to be taking the blue buff of Lee Sin.
Yeah, so they are trading, blue side of the jungle. Basically, Mercenary Wolf actually not going to be able to get the Grom. Just Buffer is up here in the Zyra. She's now kind of alone. Malzahar kind of over the wall, but not the most common champion. They probably didn't realize that he was ulti down, and so not looking for anything more. They also have no idea where Amumu is.
I feel like Adaptive Helm would be so good for Ornn right now, but that item doesn't exist anymore. Too bad.
Yep. Spectre's Cowl, though, would go a long way, I feel like, to making this lane more tolerable.
Spectre's Kyle Doran's shield is going to do a lot for him, I think, because of the dot of the Malzahar E, Amumu Crine, Zyra plants. Right, all you gotta do is take a lot of small chip damage, and then you just hope that your regen is for more of that. Ornn is starting to get a little low in mana, so this is a really it's kind of awkward because his lane's pushing, but Malzahar can equally push. Oh, that net miss, but
the ulti will hit. Huge spell chain there. Puff Buffer might be able to return a kill, not going to.
Yheels has no mana.
Tower again with no mana. Amumu is almost here. The wall comes down and stops the Amumu Q, but
watch
he's
out
got
for the
another.
second.
There it is. Sleepe has no flash or anything. Mercenary Wolf going back in. The ulti from Veigar not enough to kill Yheels. Yheels will flash over the wall. Amumu goes back in now, taking a lot of damage from all the brittle, but so is Mercenary Wolf is also quite low. Flashing forward, he gets curved like a bullet from Limitless as now Nunya is a little bit alone. Nunya, if he lands that, he gets the kills here. I think he kills both of them
I think
now.
you can get both if you are able to chase down Irelia.
Just enough mana left to Q. Q has a 20 mana cost on Irelia, in case you wanted to be more disgusted at AD champions in this game. Definitely not biased.
Yeah, it's actually kind of hilarious because I pretty much only play AD champions, and right now you only play AP champions.
Yep.
We truly are a power couple, as Elias has said.
We do have a bit of a lane swap now. Nunya is kind of low. We see a Mumu pinging on his way. There is no ulti. There is no mana for Yheels, so I don't know if they kill him, but...
He's leaving at a pretty opportune time, but this could be a Mumu maybe looking at that Scuttle Crab, maybe looking at the really big Scuttle Crab, especially if Lee Sin shows up down here.
Yeah. I Kill for Cute Dogs has hit so many nice bindings this game.
Alright, we are fishing for ultis a lot more aggressively this time, which I think is kind of exciting. Unfortunately, this is still not a lethality Caitlyn, but when you can't do too much, and we've talked about how Jinx and Zyra have pretty small health bars, a little bit of damage goes a long way.
Yeah. Archlector, the richest champion in the game right now. Got a 1900 gold lead over Jinx. Almost double the CS. It's looking like it's gonna be another good game for him here. Lee Sin stealing away Amumu's red buff. There were some pings going down. Sleepe getting collapsed on by the Irelia, collapsed on by his solo lane target, but gets Irelia is the one who really gets collapsed on. If you're Mercenary Wolf, I think you want to wait on that Q and try and give it to Veigar because he is your late game insurance. But it looks like it is going to be Everfrost Veigar. Another binding lands from Morgana. Lee Sin not going to throw the Q.
I think the setup for that mid, I would say gank, but it was more of a convergence, was really good. TTM kind of pinged it out for a good while, and then...
I Kill for Cute Dogs does spell shield the Amumu ulti, but
the TP's here. Good fly.
TTM stays way too long. The TP from Yheels is coming down. It's not going to be enough to get them a kill outside of the Morgana, but it is enough to get them their second dragon, most likely. Malzahar looking for the solo kill onto Ornn top lane. The silence just barely misses. Ornn will be able to walk away. Mercenary Wolf, they just keep killing Just Buffer in his support debut here. But it will be the Mountain Dragon going the way of the team with Amumu.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, so, But yeah, that play mid, like they were all on the way there, but they had pretty good communication because Irelia went on the Vigar, and then all of a sudden there were 3 people behind them. So it seems like that's one of those moments you're like, yeah, just bait it out, and it definitely worked.
Yeah. Now Cade looking for a cheeky walk behind on this Irelia. Lee Sin's here too, using the W to start clearing the wave. The stun not going to hit because of the Q from Lee Sin, but the binding not going to land either.
Malzahar's
walks
here.
down, the silence not going to hit.
Oh.
The Ornn ulti goes down, breaks the spell shield. IQ for Cute Dogs lands the Q onto Mercenary Wolf. Once again, I think you need to give it to Vigar, but
I think you could turn this into a Rift Herald easily.
yeah.
We'll see if that happens, right? I mean, Amumu does have an ulti, and there are 4 people there, but I don't know if Irelia can clean up 4 people all at once. But we're not gonna go for that, which I think is honestly a bit of a mistake. Right, this mid tower is really low. I don't think it necessarily needs to go mid, but you could be using it top, perhaps. Use a bot. But I think whatever you can do to get that some more gold onto yourself. Uh-oh.
Good sidesteps from Cade. He's not quite going to land the stun down onto Zyra, but he does land it onto Irelia, who will have to flash after him to secure the kill. Amumu going for the solo ulti down onto Vigar. They won't have the damage. A great Zanya's from Just Buffer to stop the knockup from Ornn, but Caitlyn going to shoot her once again. And now we've got ourselves a classic 3v3. Caitlyn walking up, so it's going to be a 3v4 in the mid lane. Winnie the She looking for some poke damage. I think that's going to wrap it all up.
Okay, but imagine getting Rift Herald during this instead.
Yeah, neither team opting for it this game, but Winnie the She going to go start soloing it.
Man, Malzahar jungle would be fun. If it was, like, actually good. It's like Yorick, except different.
Yeah, my Bacchusor is going to be here to back it up. So, once again, game 2, just like the first, lots of objective pressure going the way of STD, while the team fights seem to be going the way of TTM. A good Zanya's from Sleepy, gonna keep him alive. Here comes Ornn, lands the knockup.
Oh my god,
Irelia
that's a
too close to
bullshit
the wall.
knockup.
The hook.
Oh! It doesn't go to Vigar once again.
Yeah, poor Bailey playing the support Vigar with the Everfrost.
I mean, at this rate, I do think the Everfrost is even, like, also good, because, like, if Irelia jumps on you, you not only have E, you also have Everfrost, and then you waddle away really fast.
Yep.
Jungler's having a farm off.
Soon to be a fight off, and honestly, Amumu probably wins that still.
I think so.
Well, Lee Sin does have ult. Amumu has ult, but the burn is real.
I don't know if I died
Mercenary
right.
Wolf
Wait.
dodges the Q somehow, but is going to live with 1/10 of an HP. Puff Buffer not paying attention for the ulti. No global shot calls coming out here. Just more fighting going on.
Man, there was an age where you probably beat the crap out of that Amumu as Lee Sin, but no longer.
Archlector flashing in front of the ulti from Caitlyn or from Jinx, and then using the.
Oh my god, what is happening here? It's really funny because like both of the bot lanes have some parallels, right? You can set up for a trap on both ends.
Yeah.
I actually like this TP a lot because that means you get a numbers advantage for the dragon. And TTM really needs to start picking up dragons, but the bot lane is still really low on resources. Archlector is back, and Kate is walking up to escort the wave to not actually crash, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
It does crash. The bot lane from STD is very low. Amumu sweeps them out, lands the Q down onto Cade. Mercenary Wolf going in 1v2 against the bot lane. Has flash if he needs it. None ya business. whiffing the Ornn ulti. We got fights going on in two different directions. Irelia's joining the Amumu against the Morgana. Mercenary Wolf blows the smite to heal up off of the Krugs. Goes in on my Bacchusaur. Won't be able to pop his ulti before he dies. Nunya now trying to his hardest to kill Amumu, but he doesn't have his dash. Meanwhile,
What is happening
Veigar getting Malzahar ulted up top is going to have to back away from this wave or dies
How is
to space
Malzahar
it.
on the inhibitor?
That was the Rift Herald going down while
Oh
all this
my
fighting
God.
happened. Yheel's stepping on a trap, so the bot lane from TTM may be going to be able to contain this. The ulti is enough to kill Amumu,
Shutdown is good.
but they do lose an inhibitor here. I think that's okay for them though. It is, you know,
Right.
19 minutes and
You can just posture Ornn or Veigar to farm that. Or Caitlyn, I guess, but I think Ornn and Veigar need it more than Caitlyn does at this rate.
yeah, I think you just give it to Veigar and happy days. Yheels is going to land onto Archlector. A decent spell shield, not going to be enough for the stun. Archlector dying for the first time this series. IKill for Q-Dogs on his own, fighting the Jinx. Mercenary Wolf having to flash out away from Yheels is Irelia, and this is going to be Soul Point going the way of STD. So this has been a really massive swing. I think the flash out from Ornn and Yheels going to live. This is a 2-item Irelia who is having a really big game.
I'm honestly not sure how everyone from STD got there. There was one TP from Irelia, so that accounts for some of it, but I don't know.
I think the bot lane went for a reset while a lot of that initial fighting was happening, and so they got there and were able to just stall while Luke
makes sense.
and Ornn were respawning. And yeah, unfortunately, you know, Cade too far forward trying to go aggressive on the Morgana. He's been playing this entire game super aggressive, which is good, but his Caitlyn and Lee Sin just needed some more assistance in the backline there with the Irelia.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the game state can certainly change over the course of time. Right, you can play really aggro on lane, but we're starting to break out of strict lane phase, so, you know, yeah, you're in bot lane, but you might have a few bonuses.
Yeah. And part of this game state change means, you know, Jinx is still 3,600 gold down, but she's got a shutdown.
That really is big, though. I love the Ornn ult calling it forward to get the Malzahar spell shield off, actually.
Malzahar trying his best to stall for Amumu and will manage it. The Lee Sin kick going to keep Malzahar alive, and that is a 2v2 going the way of STD. It's a 4k gold lead now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ornn has no MR.
Yeah.
And he's actually
Merc treads.
Yeah, he's actually like kind of like half building into different things. He's got a Glacial Shroud, but he also has a Bramble Vest.
I think you needed Abyssal Mask here.
I would wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, Cade going to die or not be able to ult before his Zanyas, and now Archlector in danger of getting hit by another Amumu Q, although this would be really a risky dive with Veigar here. The top lane inhibitor is still down for like another 2 minutes or so on the side of TTM, so they won't be able to leave for quite some time.
Yeah, and it looks like they're kind of struggling to actually keep those waves in check. Those waves have definitely made it past the inhibitor and are been knocking on the Nexus turrets a little bit.
Yeah, Winnie the She with the demonic and
Oh, well, that was the E actually. So, huh? Oh, does Malzahar ult have a max tether range, I wonder?
Maybe. Zyra
Oh,
going for the
brave.
flash over, dies instantly for it. Here comes the TP from Ornn. Irelia stuck in the baby cage. Ornn popping his ulti just to peel. Irelia is going to die, and this could be a huge swing, but Winnie the She on the split push. Malzahar
I
gonna
love
keep
it.
going. That is going to be the tower dying, but
He has to make it out.
he does get hit. The spell shield, there is no ulti left still for Malzahar. They have to get on him. He's no sums. They need to kill him here. Meanwhile, my back is sore and Puff Buff are going to kill Mercenary Wolf on the Lee Sin, so they are losing a tower here. Nunya looking for this. Maybe they don't have to kill him. Maybe
It's a lot
they
of
should
missing
just be
pings
giving
of
up.
the zigzagging here.
Yeah. And
We're in trouble now.
yeah, here comes the TP.
Malzahar's just TPing back in!
It's the
Oh, that's the Irelia. Okay, I thought I saw Malzahar's recall. Oh, well, he's walking back in now.
yeah. All right.
Wait. Amumu dies.
Yeah. But they're about to lose their third inhibitor tower. Jinx will get it below the 66% threshold. I kill for cute dogs. Going to die to a zap and an ult from the previously 3,600 gold behind Puff Buffer. Now brought it down to 2k.
I think that's only like 50% on mid tower. 66% full, I guess.
But now it's gonna be 0 because they keep chasing here
Yeah.
in the bot lane.
We're just ignoring Jinx.
And they're killing Just Buffer, who's the 0 and 7 Zyra support.
STD is still succeeding with the run a distraction comp.
Yeah, Jinx is going to have to run away from the Vygar, but
How much gold does Jinx have after all this, like, in
2700.
pocket? Yeah.
Meanwhile, that's Infernal Soul on the side of STD.
Ooh. There's been a lot less Baron aggro this game, which is kind of nuts. But I mean, I guess you can't really afford the time to it because STD is split pushing. And if you're able to get a successful split push without the Baron even, right, you just have to get them, right, they're pinging out all those exposed inhibitors. So like all you have to do is get a little edge onto one of those and like it's a really good, easy Baron play.
Yup. Malzahar can just keep splitting. There's nobody who can 1v1 him, and so far we've seen he's got both suns up now again. So there's really been nobody who could even 2v1 him.
Yeah.
He's got Demonic, he's almost got his Rallies. Ornn, you know, finishes the Frozen Heart into this Irelia and the Jinx, which I really don't like. I think Abyssal Mask or...
Right. And I think like Aranduin's would be better into either of them than the Frozen Heart.
Malzahar does get hit by the ulti. The pop-up from Ornn is going to stop the ulti,
Oh,
and now the question is,
Baron's
can they make it
going.
to Baron? And the answer is most definitely not. Sleepe going to catch Just Buffer and one-shot him, but probably going to die for his transgressions. But actually, this is a 3v4. If they can get up there onto Puff Buffer, that could be really huge. There is a big
Good
500
shutdown
gold shutdown.
potential. Yeah.
But
That seems like it's real hard to chase him down, unfortunately. He's got red buff, he's got what PD actually, second item, so this Jinx runs.
yeah. So this game is going nothing like how we kind of thought this team comp for STD would play out. There has been no big wombo combo team fight or anything. It's just
They're
been,
just split pushing.
yeah, and they're doing it really well.
I mean, I guess, you know, Malzahar and Irelia are both very good split pushers, so it does make sense. It's just we looked at it a little too obviously in the lockdown, zone control, Jinx.
Yep.
And now you can really easily 1-3-1 this, which looks like they're slowly working on, clearing their waves and pushing forward. So why did I never play Malzahar top?
I don't. Oh. Ornn will break the spell shield. And
Ornn
in
is 2 levels
exchange,
down.
He took 500 damage from a single E.
Yeah.
And here we see the
Oh
struggle
my
and
god.
wait
Oh
for
no.
Archlector making a mistake there in the Caitlyn. That might just be enough to be the game here. My Bacchus Sword did blow his ulti. Cade is going in, lands good CC down onto Irelia, but you've got Baron buff minions coming in from all 3 lanes. And Caitlyn was like all of your damage. You do hit Puff Buffer. Mercenary Wolf does QSS the suppression from Malzahar, but it's too little too late. And STD gonna clap back this game. Brings it up to 23 kills to 23 kills at the very last moment. Wow, that's a really interesting series.
Yeah, that's a little unexpected overall. I feel like. I mean, the 1-1 is great. Everyone gets to carry a little bit of a win home.
Mm-hmm.
But just the ways that it played out was probably not what anyone would have thought, I feel like.
23,000 damage from Malzahar. I didn't say it, but I did like the Blade of the Ruin King rush from Winnie the She on the Irelia. Or sorry, was that Y heels on the Irelia?
That's Y heels.
Y heels, yeah, Y heels on the Irelia. You have Ornn, you have Lee Sin, who's probably building Sterix and all that stuff. So I think that was a really good pickup for him.
Yeah, I mean, Blade of the Ruin King rush on Irelia is pretty much the thing.
So good for TTM to get that first win down in game 1. Still waiting to see their series against IIG. If they win that, I don't know if they have to 2-0 for that.
That's a good question, actually.
Actually, if they tie,
just a BO1.
Well, I think they still have to play. Yeah, they still have to play their second best of 2. So if either team 2-0s, then they get third. But if they tie, if they go 1-1, then it will be the Igloos getting third because of the out of group standings tiebreaker.
Gotcha.
Though, or maybe because I don't know how the teams played. What was their first series? I think their first series was a 1-1 because neither team has 2-0'd in groups.
That would probably be logical.
TTM versus IIG. TTM wins on blue, IIG wins on blue. Yeah. So TTM's gonna have to 2-0 IIG to get their third seed, which will actually get them a bye because of AAR dropping out of Group B. Otherwise, Igloos will take it with the out of group tiebreaker. So I think we can pop up and listen to the teams for a little moment for the stream.
But we'll have to see.
Such a scary champion.
Yeah, I wanted your support to here because the last when he was walking down mid, I just E'd right into his freaking stun. It was so bad.
Oh yeah.
I literally played so good all game, and then I just E right into his plans, and I was like, "Oh, this game's over."
You can definitely tell he's a mid laner. He
like
just he's aggro.
Yeah, he just flash E'd.
I know. The first time he did it, I mean, it must have been like a few minutes before that. I was like, all right, guys, let's just back out. And then he flashed over your traps and then went in. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'll
Yeah,
just
that
eat
was
it.
in
I
top
eat it,
mid
and I just
there.
like got smashed by it. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this
I was
sucks.
like, okay.
I should have Gale Force. I don't know why he chose the E instead of Gale Force. Gale Force is quicker.
Alright, well,
Hey, you guys had a lot of good like TP drags, especially TP plays, especially when like drag was up.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
They
Like,
were
I don't think
TPing
we
like
ever had
crazy.
like I don't think we ever had like a 5v5 at drag. It was always like we were getting picked and we just had to give it up, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
that
Like,
rift
we had,
play was wild.
yeah, like we had like fairly good bot prio, especially that second game, and we just could never get drags. You guys just made good TP plays.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, we made good TP plays, but we also made some questionable TP plays.
There was a few where it's like they TP down and it was like way over. I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
Right.
Not to flame Y heels, but game one he made that TP play bot, like level like 5 or something like that, didn't get a kill or an assist, and I'm pretty sure that
Feels
legit just
bad.
threw the whole game. Because
Yeah,
I had like
there
a
was some-
2-level lead after that.
Yeah, there was a lot of late TPs, but
Yeah. Game 2 they were a lot better though.
Yeah. I really don't think the entire game two there was over a 5v5 at drag. We always just got picked off.
yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Like mid game, I was like, have we even fought them yet? Like this is
Yeah.
just like us just
I don't know if
running
they
around
ever
the
had a
map.
5v5
In-
team fight the
In
entire game.
Champ
You guys
Select,
is,
we were like, "Oh, you guys have this team fight comp, STD. You're just you're gonna win because of some huge wombo combo, and then you win because of Malzahar split push."
yeah, you just like out macro.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was
I
just
was-
running around the entire game.
How's our split push is just kind of insane. He just
It's
pushes
so
away so
annoying.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so scared to leave lane to like go group for objectives. Every time I would, he would just get a whole tower by himself. I'm like, okay,
No,
I can't
like-
leave. And then Bailey was like forced to teleport bot for one play because I think you guys overstayed for a little bit and almost
Aurelia
got
was
caught.
buffer.
Yeah, Aurelia was flanking. And
Yeah.
then Mal's has Herald. I'm like, well, we can't just
Yeah.
leave him there. And then we left him there, and Dan didn't get the drags. So, like both, like the worst of
That's just
every
like
world.
and like it looked like we like had quite a bit of kills, but like literally like all of them were the Zyra. So like we probably weren't even getting much gold from them.
Oh yeah.
Like-
0 and 10 or 11.
Yeah, the
whatever.
Zyra one point was like 0 and 10. I was like, are we even like ahead? Like I felt ahead, but I was like, I don't even think we're like these aren't worth
what,
anything.
20, 22 kills or something? What do we have? 23 kills and 11 are.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh my
So,
god.
yeah,
and so many of mine
very
were like
close to 50.
so many of mine. I was just like my all on Caitlyn. I'd like, don't stop auto
Yeah.
attacking. My ult's gonna kill them. And we just let me kill them with my all. It was so funny.
Oh man.
Dude, this league is for fun. They should have let me play Vex.
So yeah, we can play Vex in the first round of playoffs, right? Because it'll be a patch out.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
thought the last 2 seasons they like banned 2 champions in the playoffs.
Oh really?
I thought
I
we
can't
had
remember
them
the
all.
patch.
I thought I
No,
think it was
it's-
based on the patches. Like I think Mundo got reworked, but it was
Like,
in the last
yeah.
patch of. Like we played on the patch that he got reworked, so that's why he
Yeah.
was banned.
I thought season 1 there was a champ that wasn't allowed to play. Who was it? Viego?
Ah, I
And
think
it could have just been that we
yeah.
played on his release date.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing on the patch. Like we locked in the playoff patch. That was his release patch, so we couldn't do it.
Right. Yeah, but I think if you play after Wednesday, then it'll be a patch ago that Vex came out, so I think it should be in
It's already
play.
been out that long.
It came out this past Wednesday or Thursday. And then we have
Yeah.
the week break and then the week until, you know.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
GG.
thanks
yeah,
for
you
playing
play
for
well.
us, dude.
Good
Yeah,
to
you
see
play
you
well.
back in the league a bit, Luke. You've had some really crazy games.
Yeah, played 4 games in the last like 3 days.
You just need a chip on your shoulder, you know? That's all you
No, I
needed.
need a fucking break. That's why.
Feel that.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, you
Well,
guys have a good night.
GG's. Yeah, good luck in
GGs.
the playoffs, boys. We wish you luck.
See you in the
Yeah, you
finals.
too.
You too.
Amen.
Derek and Dana, how confused are you with our role swaps?
Not as confused as we were with STDs to start with.
Oh.
We didn't realize until like the 3-minute buffer that Nunya was playing top. And then we hoped in game 2 that Bailey was gonna take the Ornn because Bailey
talked
plays a
We
lot
about
of
kind of
Ornn.
talked about it, yeah.
I think if
probably
you guys had
should've,
actually
but-
I think we
given
should
Bailey
have,
the
yeah.
Ornn and then you had played Ziggs, Nunya, like Ziggs is super good into Malzahar. Or I
Mm.
don't know if you play Ziggs.
I play
you're-
Ziggs, not like
Yeah,
a
I was
whole
or
lot.
like just Will's Azir too. I feel like would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't banned either game. So.
Damn.
Or like even Victor too. Like Victor's really good in the Malzahar. Once you like, upgrade to E, he puts his minion down, you just kill him instantly. But that's fine. It's like
Yeah,
20.
but was the Mouse
yeah,
The
the
mouse was
mouse
top.
gonna
was-
go top regardless?
Probably.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
he
don't
realized
just
how bad
lane
the lane
swap.
matchup is. Because Ornn destroys mouse in lane.
You just got
Yeah.
them split pushies.
Yeah. Like after
Yeah,
you
I
put
mean,
the
I
wall
don't think we
levels on
lost
him.
because of that either. I think we just threw dregs. Like we
Yeah.
were just always getting picked off before drag spawned. And
I felt so
Mhm.
useless game 2, bro.
we just have a 2-0 curse. We could just never 2-0 a team.
No. We're like
And that game was probably the closest.
Bob.
We were probably like, I mean, Kate and I were like 6-0 at one point. I was like, this game's over.
You were 3,600 gold ahead of Jinx before Jinx started getting kills.
I think we got a little aggro too. Like there was one point, and I'm not trying to flame Cade because Cade played really well, but he was like under their tower trying to like land bindings, and I was like,
Yeah.
we should just reset for drag.
Yep.
But it happens.
I think game 2 he got a little bit too aggressive. But
Yeah, he still was making crazy plays in laning phase, like flashing bindings and stuff.
mhm.
But yeah, there was a few points where I felt like it was a little too aggro, but it happens.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to flame Cade with before I end the stream?
It sucks at League of Legends. I hope
Dude,
I literally
Cade
said
is such
Cade
a
was so-
child.
I literally said Cade was played really
Yeah.
good. Like
Yeah,
I half of my kills were because of Cade.
Yeah, Cade played really, really well both games.
Mhm.
Especially the second game, like Cade, I was like, Cade, just go real
Fucking
mid. Like I'm
logo
just,
on
I'm
the
just shoving
stream.
Jinx under tower. So Jinx just like sat under tower for the like whole second game.